Hello there everybody, Sam'sTrains here, welcome back to the railway and welcome back to another exciting episode of Sam'sTrains Live. I've got quite a lot coming up today. Obviously I've got the usual requests and live trains to come, so if you enjoy seeing the trains running, got plenty of that. I'm also joined by a guest today. We have Chloe in the house and she's been quite brave. She's actually agreed to do a bit of a Q&A today, so if you've got any questions, and we're not sure how this is going to go because this is a bit of an experiment, but if you've got anything that you'd like to ask Chloe, pop it in the chat. If you want me to do it live, save it and put it in the chat while I'm asking for Chloe questions. Chloe's going to be writing some down as we do this as well, so if you've got anything that you just can't hold on to, pop it in the chat and Chloe will make a note of it and we'll answer that later on during Chloe's Q&A. I'm also going to be telling the story of my first ever locomotive, which I believe I've told the story of before, but I'm going to go into some more details about it today to give you a rough idea of how I got into the hobby. But how is everybody doing? Welcome to another live stream. We'll just let we'll let the chat catch up. That's what I meant to say. Chi the Filipino. I thought it said cheat the Filipino. I was thinking poor Filipino. Mr. Diabolical, let's go. Hello, nice to see you. Azuma's in the house. I've seen Kelly as well. Kelly says Chloe is present, apparently.
I am, hello.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Kelly. Let's see, Sam Haslam's here. Yeah, you can have a shout out. There you go. Story time. Yeah, story time, says Azuma. I got a little story for you. Yep. Hello, Trackmaster Studios. Mr. Diabolical is okay. That's good. I forgot to, yeah, well, that's all right, never mind. Yes, that's it. So today I'm taking requests as usual, and I also want to say a massive thank you to everybody from last week who sent in a super chat. You obviously don't have to do that, but the super chats really do go such a long way to keep this channel going and basically to make it possible for me to do what I love to do for a living. So thank you ever so much for that. You make it so that this channel can continue. And if you'd like to support the channel this week with a super chat, if you use the little $ in the chat and donate at least £5 or the equivalent, you can pick whatever locomotive and rolling stock you like, put it in your super chat message, and I'll run it either on this week's stream or next week's stream. So bless you so much for the support. And I do have this wagon to give away, which was actually one of the wagons from the Christmas series that nobody claimed. So I've got this and I'm going to give this to the most creative request of the day. So see what you can come up with. I'll go through all of the requests at the end of this episode and I'll pick someone to have that. And if you've got a birthday any time around this rough sort of time, super chat for any amount, let me know it's your birthday and I'll play the hellish birthday song for you. With that though, let's jump in and let's run some trains. So we've got some requests left over from last week. We have, first of all, Whiskey 2 Shots, who wanted to see all of my 14XX locomotives together in one train. Now, I don't want my controller to explode, so I've just got 3 of them, and we'll see how that goes. Probably not well, because they're all sort of faulty in some way or another. Lapis Wake wanted to see the Bachmann Class 90 with all of my Laureates, Lomax, Warwells, that kind of thing, as well as a Bullman and a dance hall. Actually, I've not put the dance hall on there. That's not good. Let me pop that on before we start, because that would be an incorrect request for no good reason. So where's the dance hall? Should be here someplace, and then we'll be able to continue and get some trains going for you. Right, I've found it. Let's pop that on the back. And then on the inside line, we've got an interesting double header here. It comes from Hendrik. So thank you, as always, Hendrik Motorsports Fan 5. You wanted to see the steam coach, or the rail motor, as it's also known, with the LNER J70 and Annie and Clarabelle. So we got that for you as well. The 1400s have gone wrong already, so not unexpected. Let's give them a bit of a nudge, see if we can get them going. Give them a bit more juice. I'm hoping they might sort of help each other out and get themselves going, although it's looking like it's going to be a bit of a struggle. But they're going, so when they get into some of the other cameras, we'll hopefully see those. The Class 90 and the rail motor, yeah, they're making progress, as you can see. Yeah, the Class 90 is actually picking up some speed now, with its train of flat wagons and similar things. Alright, 1400s have not ground to a halt, which is more than I expected from them, to be fair. Maybe they'll improve and warm up as the stream goes on. Well, maybe not. Nope, well, it looks like maybe a no then. And the one in front there appears to be on fire. Yeah, there's definitely something going wrong with that. You see it inside the cab. There's definitely something flickering and, yeah, and arcing in there. That's kind of concerning. Let's have a close look. Might have to break the fire extinguisher out. I can't get to it. Yeah. Something's not right. And the Blackman 90's struggling. Yeah, the 1400s have just come to a halt. Let's try again. I just don't know what can be wrong with them. Like, at least two of them are turning their wheels. Yeah, if anyone was in any doubt, this is why the Hornby 14XX is a load of rubbish. We've got three of them here. The one at the back has stopped running and was stopping the other two. I think we're good now. Let's see if we can continue. Yep. Now, if they stop under here, we're in deep, deep doo-doo. The one at the front, it does appear to be on fire, but it's still turning its wheels, so there can't be anything too wrong, except for the fire. But we'll see. Hopefully it's not actually going to explode. Now, I've got an issue with this tripod now in the way. Let's give it another push. Right. I think we'll call it a day after one lap of these, because frankly I'm amazed that they've gotten this far, but yeah, they seem to be going okay now. Alright. See if we can get a shot of that 90 going past. Yep. Here it comes. Well, that one's okay now. Have the 1400s made it all the way to the front? Yes. Okay. Let's bring those to a halt. And let's inspect this one at the front. Ah, this was the Airfix one. It seemed to be on fire. Yeah, it seems to be alright. I assume there's probably just a little bit of oil or something on the commutator maybe that's just had to burn off. And that was quite a cool flip of these coaches as well. Nice. Wait for the rest to come back in. 90's coming. Rail motor, I've sped up. Ooh, Laureate just popped off the track there. But that's alright because it's finished. And there's the rail motor. And I guess I'll pull this off the track. So next I'm going to be doing a bit of a Q&A with Chloe. So if you've got some questions, pop them in the chat right now and we'll get to them. Alright. Let's see if this is going to work. We've not bothered to set up an additional microphone today because it just did not work last time and it was fine through this one before. You don't have to be that close to me.
You did this to me last time.
Give me some personal space.
You were like talking. This isn't a question, but this just made me laugh. Someone said, Sam and Chloe, run every locomotive you have and run them at the same time.
Was that a super chat?
It was just a chaotic comment.
Take me the rest of my life. Please don't super chat that because I won't be able to do it. Right, have you seen any interesting questions so far, or shall we get them live?
I've seen a few. I wrote them down.
Chloe's going to ask herself some questions.
Yeah, well, you can ask me. There you go.
Oh, I'll ask them. Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, this is quite an interesting one.
Autocorrect.
What forgiven? Okay. This comes from Azuma. I don't act surprised because I know you wrote these down and you've seen them, but you know,
okay, yeah.
You got to put on the pretense. This question comes from Azuma.
Okay. Did you say it like that?
I don't know. What foreign country would you like to visit the most?
Well, she said me and you, so.
Oh right, we. All right. Well, you can answer.
I think. Ooh. What do you think I would like to visit the most? I say this all the time.
I think you'd like to go into Norway or some country around there to try and see the Northern Lights?
Norway, Iceland, anything like that. I have like a dream of going on like a Norwegian cruise type thing one day.
All right, that's a
One
good
day.
question. That's a good answer.
What about you?
Me, I'd love to go to Italy because of the food.
Yeah.
I mean, Italian food in England, if you go to an Italian restaurant, is fantastic. But you can bet that it's going to be better in Italy. And it's beautiful too. Adam Williams, do you have a favourite loco, type of loco, or livery? That's difficult for you.
Type of loco, no. Honestly, I'm not going to pretend like I know enough about trains to have a favourite one.
Yeah?
Type of livery, I would say I really like the dark blue kind.
Dark blue, the BR blues or the Caledonian blues?
Like that one that they can't see.
Oh, Caledonian blue. Yeah, we'll get to that later on.
There you go.
Normal Jungle 272 says, what is your favourite model in the collection? Do you have one of those?
Can I be biased and say the ones that you make?
You sure can. I wouldn't complain. Yeah, you like the problem class or the copper knob, maybe.
Yeah, I do.
Cool.
Yeah, copper knob is definitely my favourite.
You can see that we've got someone on Sam's side with this one. Right. Michael White says, do you and Chloe fancy visiting China? What do you think about going to China?
I don't know. I feel like yes, but I don't know. I hear it's very hot, and I don't know if I'd be able to deal with the heat. I'm not a very good person when it comes to hot weather.
All right.
Hence the wanting to go to Iceland and Norway.
Yeah.
All the places
Okay.
in the world.
Well, that's fair. That's a very non-offensive way of saying you wouldn't like to go to China. Very nice. Earl Marioneth says, has Chloe ever made a model railway purchase?
Yes.
What was it?
I have.
I don't actually remember this.
The model that we got for my dad.
Yes.
At Worley.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep,
We
so
did buy.
I
We
have.
bought a model for Chloe's dad. It was the one I reviewed actually, wasn't it?
Yeah. The Remembrance.
The Remembrance Sunday one. Yes. Right. Mamma mia, says David Schultz. I guess that's in reaction to the Italy thing. Right. This is weird, but maybe you'll know what it is. Has Chloe played Doki Doki Literature Club?
What? Where's that?
I don't know. It comes from William Town.
I've never heard of it. I'm so
I
sorry.
assume it's some sort of game or something highly inappropriate that I've just read out publicly. We'll never know. I trust William Town wouldn't do that. Let's see if I can find another one. A lot of people talking about Italy. Azuma's saying we should go to Italy for our honeymoon. They have some beautiful old electrics. You want to see a load of trains on our honeymoon?
No ring here. Does Chloe like trains? Yeah, I'm not offended by trains. I'm not opposed to them.
She's not. Is that all you could say
Yeah.
about my lifeblood? You're not
I'm
offended
sorry,
by them.
They're pretty cool.
That came from Origami Tobichi. Right, we've got there's a couple asking about the Literature Club, unless he posted it twice. And then we have one more from Glenn Woods. Hi Chloe, did you grow up in the same town/city as Sam?
I did. I didn't know him until a few years ago, but we did.
We did, yes, absolutely. Right, we're going to do another session with Chloe later on where she's going to answer some more questions. So if you've got anything else you'd like her to answer, pop it in the chat and you can keep an eye on it if you like, and we'll do some more later on. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I just thought it'd be quite interesting to see what people would ask of you, and also to watch you squirm when it's train questions and you don't have a clue. So it's happy days, isn't it? Okay, good stuff. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
We will now tell the story. I will adjust the camera and I will now talk about my first ever locomotive. Now the dates are a little bit hazy, so I can't remember exactly what year this was, but it was quite a while ago. Probably 2011, 2012, something like that. And it was fading gracefully into position. I hate that fade. It's looking a little bit sort of messy now, despite me being careful with it, but I think it's when you pick it up with the tanks like that the paint comes off. But it is the Caledonian Pug, produced by Hornby, and Chloe's laughing because she's got a pug and she loves pugs. And this was my first ever locomotive. So it came from a train set which my parents bought for me for Christmas from Model Zone, which dates this quite a bit because obviously Model Zone have been gone for quite a long time. And the train set that it came from was the Blue Highlander. and I got a picture of that here. Now, looking at this train set, it's reminded me of how fantastic Hornby train sets used to be. I can't see the price. There is a Model Zone price tag on this photo I've got. It's not a photo of my set, but this is exactly the same as the set I had. But I do remember that it was less than £100. It was, I would guess, £70 or £80. And if you look at the box, you can see everything that this came with. So it had more rolling stock than a typical set would come with these days. You've got 4 wagons there in addition to the loco. One of them's a passenger coach. So in one train set, this set would allow you to do both a bit of rolling, a bit of freight and passenger work, which is quite rare for Hornby sets these days. But it also came with an absolute ton of accessories. I mean, it's got telegraph poles that you can put in. It's got 2 little buildings, a line side hut or a little sort of signalman's shed cabin or something like that. It came with a water filler, not a tower, but you know, a hose for filling up a tank engine or a tender. Incredible. And also a little sign which I think said whistle on it. I think it also came with some other signs in addition to that. I'm sure it came with some gradient signs and that sort of thing, and possibly some speed signs as well. I'm not 100% sure about that. And as well as all that, it came with a point and a set of, and a siding, as well as a buffer stop. So to say that this was only around 10 years ago, maybe a little bit more, it's just amazing to see how much that train set actually came with. When you compare it with a typical Hornby set of a similar price these days. And it was that really got me into the hobby. You know, having those little accessories to put along the track added so much interest. That made sets like the Blue Highlander fantastic. So I've not really thought about this for years, but when I decided to do this for the stream and looked at that set, made me realise how different things are now. And I kind of wish that Hornby sets were as impressive as this today, because like me, it could inspire others to get involved with the hobby. But yeah, there we go. That is the story of my first ever locomotive, the Caledonian Pug from Model Zone, in one of the best train sets that I've ever seen. So that was that. Anyway, let's move on. We've got some requests now which are left over from last week. So first we've got a pretty cool request from William Town, which is kind of a nice preservation era looking train if you like. So William wanted a Class 47 with some Pullman coaches, plus another Class 47 at the back as a banker. So nice pairing. I can imagine this being some sort of posh dining train or something like that, with the Class 47s hauling it cross country. So very nice idea. Thank you so much for the support, William Town. Then David Mattox wanted to see Doncaster and a Midland compound double heading smokebox to smokebox, which unfortunately I couldn't do because my Doncaster doesn't have the facility for a front coupling, so they've had to go sort of both facing forwards. But you also wanted to see a goods train including the Rapido Laureate with a W4 on board, that's a Hornby Peckett, and I've also put more goods on behind that as well. So very interesting request as always from David Mattox, thank you very much. And then J&W Studios requested yet another interesting double header, this time between the 4F and the 7F with some four-wheel coaches. So I've just put a couple of Great Western, and I think they're L&WR ones, aren't they? Hatton's Genesis coaches on there. They look pretty good, so thank you very much to J&W Studios, David Mattox and William Town. Bless you all. The next request is from Sam'sTrains, and it involves putting my blue B2 Peckett through quite some paces. So yeah, Sam'sTrains wanted to see the Earl Blue Peckett with as many passenger coaches as it can manage at full speed. So it's got 5 Pullmans going at full speed, and I don't really know if I've ever filmed the Peckett at full speed in a running session before. I'm actually quite surprised by how quick this thing's able to go, but it really is going pretty quick. I mean, at scale speed, this would be a serious express train. Don't know if a real Peckett could do that, but Hornby's in model form sure can, so that's quite surprising. Thank you very much, Sam'sTrains. Mindless Shark wanted to see Scotsman doing some mixed goods, which is a cool request. I like that because obviously Scotsman usually does passenger work. So to see it doing freight is a little bit unusual. So to complete the unusual look, I've gone with the Express Passenger blue version of the loco. just to make it even stranger. So thank you, Mindless Shark, that's a pretty cool one. And then 7822 Foxy Coat Manor fan wanted to see Broom Manor with some four-wheel coaches, Great Western ones. And it was Alfie who sent in this one. Now I've only got a couple of the four-wheel Great Western coaches, so I popped on a couple of those LNWR ones, or rather kept them on from last time, just to make up the train a little bit. So nice to see Broom Manor, that's a Backman Manor, so not a manor that's talked about very often now that Accurascale and Dapol have theirs. So 7822 Foxy Coat Manor fan, or Alfie, thank you so much. Also thanks to Mindless Shark and Sam'sTrains. The next one is pretty odd. It might not seem it at first, but when you see the back of the train, you'll understand. So this was from Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5, who wanted to see a brown C1 with the rebuilt Hush Hush double heading with some coaches, and then at the back I've got a Tart class in the freight car. Now if you want to know what the Tart class is, you've got to look that up on YouTube. There's a rather odd video about it, but there you go, that's for Hendrick, thank you very much. Then Sideways 66779 wanted to see the steam rail motor, or the steam coaches as they called it, with a mix and match of different plank wagons and box vans with a brake van of my choice. Now this is quite the challenge for the rail motor, because I don't think I've ever asked it to haul quite this much before, and as you can see it's doing it beautifully with no problems at all. So I guess the more I run this rail motor, the more I'm impressed by it. It's a very, very good and reliable runner, which is great. The last request comes from Hendrick Motorsports fan again, who wanted to see Thomas violently shunt an egg van into another gunpowder van, and then the explosion is going to knock me backwards, and he did specify that I am to land safely after this explosion. Now the Backman Thomas, because it's not very good, not sure how good his motor is, so how violently he's going to be able to do this, I'm not sure, but I'm going to hit him with full power and we'll see what happens. Ready? Ah! Why does this happen to me every week? Ah! I landed safely, but let's go back live. Thank you very much for that, folks, and it's quite surprising that it was not Kelly causing my sticky demise this time. So Kelly, it seems like you got some competition. But anyway, how is everybody doing? Let's jump back to the chat. Taggart00 sent in a generous super chat. Thank you. Says, do you have Blue Peter? Would like to see that run on a passenger train as it's just returned to traffic. Yeah, I did see that. I saw a picture of Blue Peter now that it's come back to traffic. Sadly, I don't own one, but I do own a Pacific from that same class. So yeah, I can run the closest thing I've got to it. So thank you very much, Taggart00, and thank you everybody else for the fantastic requests that keep coming in. I am going to get those done either on today's stream or next week's. I'm getting a lot of sympathy, I notice, which is nice. Yes, I'm sorry to everyone else that has to watch me pass away every week like this, but if it's what the people want to see, then fair enough. J&W Studios, thank you so much for today's challenge. Can you run the Peckett and the LNYR Pug with 3 other Pecketts on a Warwell? Cheers, Jasper and Willa. That is an 040 extravaganza for sure, and I can do that, yeah, no problem. Nomad, thank you very much. Hi Sam, can't wait to see County of Cornwall running later. Please could you run the LMS Pug pulling a couple of 5-plank wagons, clay in reverse? I'm pretty sure Cornwall request was already done. Was that not on, that might have even been last week. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did do that. So if you check back, you'll be able to see it. Send me an email if there's any problems. I'm pretty sure I did do it though. Could you have Tiger pull Era 1 coaches? Says Danilo Zick. Yeah, sure. If you want to submit that request, I'll do that. Caleb Chan, thank you very much. Could you run the Hornby Class 101 DMU set? Blimey, that one does not get requested very often. In honour of BRAT's Legacy Fleet retiring soon. BART stands for Bay Area Rapid Transit from San Francisco. Interesting. What has that got to do with the Class 101, I wonder? That's something worth Googling, I guess, later on. Are we going to see the Caledonia Pug running today, says Normal Junga 272? No, I hadn't planned to, actually. Yeah, that's probably a bit of an oversight. We'll pop that on later in addition to one of the requests and see how it goes, but it's a fast one. This is from before Hornby slowed these locos down, so it really does race for it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. It might cause problems, but I'll certainly try it. Kelly says, "How dare you miss my milestone chat?" Did you notice this?
No, I did not.
I don't know what that is, Kelly. I don't see anything. The problem is I can't have my eye on the chat all the time when I'm doing this because there's quite a lot of other things going on. So I apologise if I've missed something important, but it wasn't deliberate. And Kelly, you know how much I appreciate your support. Zach, Steam Locomotive, how about running Hornby, Thomas and Percy next live stream with Pullman coaches as a double header, Thomas in front and Percy at the back at full speed? Yeah, again, if you want a super chat for that, you are absolutely welcome to, and I will do that for you. And Simeon Jackson, thank you so much. We've got an O-gauge request here. Could you run the O-gauge 08 with a double O like this, and TT 08 and an N-gauge pannier in lieu of an 08 in wagons behind, please? That is confusing, but I will analyse your text in a future day, and I will try and get that correct. Glad to actually catch you live for once. Me too. Well, thank you very much for making it and for supporting the stream. And a shout out for Jane W Studios. And Adam's just popped in, says, "Sorry I'm late." You don't need to apologise. You know that. You're free to pop in and out whenever you want to. Alright, so with that, let's run some more trains. We've got a request next. It's not very well placed, but it's Mega Train Lover who wanted to see the Merchant Navy with 10 vans and a Queen Mary, which I have set up. So let me pull that in and we'll see all that. 10 vans. Mixed traffic loco, as much as it looks like an express passenger one, so that's totally realistic, really, except for the regions of the wagons I've chosen, I guess. Then Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5 wanted to see a Garrett with some coaches and vans, as well as a brake van from that company. Where's the brake van gone? Oh well, I'll grab one of those and add it to the train at some point. I thought it was an LNER Garrett. It's actually not. It's an LMS one. So I've gone with LMS coaches. And then Beaglington on seat for St Patrick's Day chose an Irish locomotive. That's the Murphy Models 121 with green, orange and white wagons. So I've gone with one of each, Irish colours of course. Had a bit of trouble finding an orange wagon, but I did manage it in the end. So thank you very much, Beaglington, and happy St Patrick's Day to you and to any other body who's Irish, or even don't have to even be Irish. You can just be celebrating St Patrick's Day. And here comes an LMS wagon. All I got to do now is find the Garrett train, which is here, and I'll add the brake van to the back. This is probably not going to work ever so well, so I'll just do something I shouldn't do, hold the loco still, and add the brake. There we go.
Super chat.
Yes?
Mindless Shark said, "Will you ever get a Union Pacific Challenger to run alongside the big boy?"
That would be very awesome. I'm actually not too sure who makes those. Who makes the Challengers? Again, I would, for the longest time, avoid locos like that because I was convinced they wouldn't work on my layout because of the tight curves. But of course I bought a big boy and it runs absolutely perfectly. So while I don't think there's any guarantee that another loco would be fine, because maybe, I don't know, maybe one wouldn't be that well designed as the big boy was, but I'd certainly be willing to give it a try now that the big boy worked as well as it did. And we've got things like this Garrett as well, which are not the best, but they can handle the curves okay. So yeah, why not, I guess. And the Average Railway Fan, thank you very much to you. Hi Sam, do you think we could run a Class 03 diesel shunter with a consist of oil tankers? Love your videos. Yeah, no problem. I'll do that for you next stream. Thank you so much. Let's see. I said St Patrick's Day, said Zach. Alright, fair dues. I guess I missed part of that. Spencer and James McKibben says, my parents are Irish fans. I guess McKibben, that sounds more Scottish than Irish, but I suppose it could be Irish. Lex G just sent you a question you might like, Chloe.
Yeah, just seen it.
Yeah, put that one on your list, definitely. Have you got an answer for that one, Chloe?
Yeah.
In mind? Good stuff. Alright. Well, we seem to have a round of requests that's actually not ending in disaster. I mean, I made a bit of a cock up when I forgot the brake van, but that's the worst that's happened. Absolutely fine. Let's see if everything's going to go wrong now that I've said that, because it usually does, but it seems to be okay. Everything's still running. Yeah, seems to be. Very nice. Got anything else going? Just not. Oh, there it is. I was going to say. I was just wondering where the third train's got to. Let's stop the Merchant Navy at the front while we watch behind the bookcase. There we go. Excellent. Well, that was. I'm almost running out of things to say now because nothing went wrong. It's quite a nice breath of fresh air, that is. Alright, I tell you what, let's go back down to the front and I will reverse the Merchant... in fact, no, I won't. I'll whip this off.
Somebody said, so A2020 Vision said, is there a 14XX model you would recommend?
That I would recommend?
Yes.
Not really. I mean, if you're willing to go for O gauge, then the Dapple one in O gauge is fantastic. Otherwise, for 00, the only other option is the DJM one. And to be fair, I've never reviewed one of those, so I don't know firsthand what they're like. But I've heard that they don't run that well. Whether that's true or not for certain, I'm not sure. But what I can say is that on one of the trips I made to Hatton's, I happened to pick one up. They had one there, and I picked one up to look at it. And I said to them, "Is this like a sample or something without the motor and mechanism inside it?" Because it was so light. And they said, "No, that's one of the final models." So yeah, when I picked it up, it was just shocking how lightweight it was. And after that, I've just never been bothered to try one because I thought, you know what, they're not cheap. I'm not paying all that money for a light loco. And of course, DJM, can't comment really on the 1400, but I can comment on some of the other steam locos by DJM, and let's just say they weren't exactly what I would recommend. Anyway, we'll go for a short break and then we'll come back and ask Chloe some more questions. So keep thinking of those questions and put them in the chat when we do the Q&A, and we'll see what people come up with. So don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Alright folks, we are back. Thank you for your patience. The camera's still working. It's actually been pretty sensible today. We've not had anything freeze. I don't know why I always say these things because it's tempting fate, but we shall press on. Anyway, how is everybody doing? You're enjoying the stream so far, hopefully. Yeah, why is General Taunton Sis posting tooth emojis and nothing more? Have I had a dental issue or something going on?
I've seen like 4 of them.
Oh well, we'll never know. I assume there's probably going to be more now that we've mentioned it. Apparently, I'm not going to necessarily answer it for you, but Azuma says, "How did you ask Sam to be your boyfriend?"
I very much did not.
I'm going to say it's quite an assumption, that isn't it? Apparently, Chloe. Maybe she just thinks that there's no way on this earth I'd ever ask you.
Oh, well, he definitely did.
Oh.
That's all you get to know.
All right, welcome back, says Normal Jungle 272. Thank you. And I did look up the County of Cornwall request. It was definitely done. So check one of the previous live streams. I think it was done in a VT. If anyone can remember which one, let us know, because I was saying I've not run this for ages and I was quite impressed by how well it ran. I think it was in one of the earlier streams, as in obviously it was an early one, but one of the first ones of this series. So yeah, look out for it. Anyway, I got some Wall of Fame stuff to show, and if you'd like to have a picture go up on the wall in this room and have it shown in a live stream, email it to me, Sam'sTrains@outlook.com, and I'll print it off and show it in a stream. Just make sure you've created the artwork yourself, either by taking a picture or, I don't know, drawing something, and I'll show it off for you. So we've got, the first one comes from James, age 10, got a beautiful DMU looking, yeah. So thank you very much, James. That's actually a gorgeous photo. Really, really lovely. It'll look right at home on the wall. So thank you very much to James. Nice work. And then we've got, I'm going to struggle with this. How would you pronounce this word, Chloe?
I don't know.
Shalila.
And it's definitely not.
Shoila.
Yeah, that.
Shoila. I don't know.
I added a lot of extra letters in there.
I apologise for any offence, Shoila, but I tried. And this is him next to one of the massive locos that you had the pleasure of visiting, number 4014 actually. And yeah, the scale of that thing is absolutely insane. So thank you very much for sharing that. I won't try and say your name again, because I doubt I'm saying it right. And then we have this. This is pretty cool, from Gusta Productions, who put their own little name tag on there. So well done. BR Tales Boko. So I assume that's a little bit of maybe original artwork. It could be a photo actually. But yeah, nice work. Thank you very much for sharing. I'll get that up on the wall for you. And then Will D sent in this one. I assume this is his layout. Looks narrow gauge, if you ask me. And very beautiful it is too. Reminds me a bit of the Corris Railway, which I've not been to, but I've played on Train Simulator at the Corris quite a bit. And there's a station on a curve, I think at least anyway, that's quite similar to this, and that's what it reminded me of. So yeah, Will, thank you for that. And I'll pop that up on the wall for you. Right, so if you'd like to have anything put up on the wall, remember to email it to me and I'll show it next week for you. All right, let's run some more trains then. So the next one comes from ECD, who wanted to see 2 Henrys, both Hornby and Bachmann, double heading with Pullman coaches. So let's get that going. Then Sideways 66779 wanted to see the steam coach, which I always get confused about because obviously it's called the rail motor, but that's fine, with a rail gun and a couple of small bits of rolling stock which are related. So I've gone with the gunpowder wagons because they are kind of related, aren't they? Because they cause explosions. And then we have Williamtown, who wanted to see the Manor class and 8 Great Western coaches. I've not done the full 8 because I don't think I have 8 of this type, but also I had to be reasonably quick so as not to keep everybody waiting. But it's a big old train of Great Western coaches, so hopefully that's okay for you. So let's see how this lot gets on. Hopefully no problems. There's the Manor looking excellent. Whoop, I think we've got an issue over there, and it's just about to disappear under the bookcase, so we're at the mercy of the train gods, I suppose. Yeah, it's not looking like it's going to encroach on the other trains, so if I'm very lucky, I might be able to rescue it on the other side.
Sounding pretty nasty.
Sounding pretty nasty, yeah. Let's try and get it back on. I don't actually know what happened there. Did it hit something?
It's because you said everything's raining.
Yeah, I know. That is my fault. There's no excuse for that. Anyway, it's back on for the time being.
You're getting a lot of congratulations on 150 subscribers.
150?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 1,000.
Uh-oh. What's happened here? Henry, you weren't supposed... Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah, well, thank you, folks. Yeah, I didn't acknowledge the 150, actually, but that's absolutely true. Yeah, 150,000 subscribers. That's crazy stuff. Sorry, I'm just ever so slightly distracted by this disaster. Right, off you go, Henrys. And I guess what I'll do is get these back on and then I'll reverse the Henrys and we'll try again. I assume they ditched their coaches pretty early on then, because they went all the way around and crashed into them, and I didn't notice. I swear, you know, these trains are all in cahoots. It's like they planned it. The railgun had its accident and distracted me, while the Henrys uncoupled and caused chaos with their train. I don't know. Anyway, Henrys are backing up, because I know you can't see them, but they're coming round now.
Maybe that's what Kelly meant by a milestone comment.
Oh, maybe.
Someone just said, Caleb Chan said, congrats on another milestone, Sam.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, thank you, yeah. You know what I can't believe? I can't believe that there are half as many subscribers again that there were at 100,000. So that really doesn't seem very long ago since we got 100,000. So yeah, it's crazy. If you subscribed any time recently, thank you so much. It's very humbling indeed. Or actually the opposite. It's quite ego boosting, isn't it? But
oh, he has a horrible ego.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the king of the train world. Which is of course how a king of the train world would sound if there was such a thing.
Well, there isn't. It sounds like that.
Yeah, there you go. Blimey. All right. Railgun, let's see if we get any trouble with that. I think it's just done a lap, hasn't it, without any problems? I don't know. Strange. Jenny Hepton sent a photo and I didn't show it. It's possible that it went to junk, so I try and check junk as much as I can, but a lot goes there. So if I didn't show it, try it again, and I'll print it off for next week, and I'll get it in for you. But yeah, I apologise. I'd never see a photo and deliberately not print it. It just sometimes it might slip under the radar. But send it again, it doesn't matter, you can try again. And I'll also double check, because I might have done it and you might have missed it, I don't know. But yeah, no problem, I'll try again. Right, we'll do some more questions with Chloe then. So if you've got anything in mind, pop it in the chat now and it should arrive in time for us to see it. So, yep, see what you can come up with. Let's pause these. Yep. And the Henrys managed to stay coupled to their train that time as well, which is good. Great stuff. Right, have there been any more questions, Chloe?
I've got through here and we can also see what's in the chat.
Yep. Shall I
This
keep?
chair is so squeaky.
I know it is. It's because it's old.
An old wooden rickety chair.
It's not good for filming purposes, is it? Right.
Okay. My phone is going to die, so you might not get through them all.
All right. Okay. Normal Jungle 272. Do you like Taylor Swift?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it?
But, well, what more is it to say? I'm going to see her when she does her England tour this year.
Oh yeah. That's
Very
right.
excited about that.
And I'm not, and I'm very excited about that.
No, yeah, I've convinced him to come to some shows with me, but this was not one of them.
Not that one. I have my limits. Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5. What Disney park do you want to visit the most?
That was for both of us.
Oh right. Okay.
So you go.
Well, I went to Paris, Disneyland Paris, a couple of decades ago, and I also went to Florida about 10 years ago, and I think my favourite park was Magic Kingdom in Florida, so if I was ever to go back,
Really?
yeah, I think that's what I'd love to do.
I have been to Paris, but I've not been to Florida.
Yeah.
But I would like to go to Hollywood Studios because I really like Toy Story, and I would love to do all the Toy Story stuff.
I think they might be new since I went, because there was none of that. Well, there was one Toy Story ride, I think, when we went, but there wasn't a Slinky Dog. So that's, there you go.
Honestly, my
Good
dream.
Ashford. Good Ashford. Good answer. Next
You
one,
read
Kelly
Kelly
Ashford. When are you and Chloe going to kiss on the cheek in front of the camera?
This really made me laugh.
Well, what's the answer to that
Today's
one
not
then?
the day, by
Really?
the way. No, it's not.
Sod
But,
you then.
It just made me laugh.
Well, that's a good question, Kelly.
I'll give him a pat. Look, there you go.
Okay. Why did you write that one down?
Because it just made me laugh. It just made me chuckle.
Oh,
Why? Do you want
Kelly.
to kiss me on the cheek?
I'll kiss you on the cheek.
Go on then. Oh, look at that.
There you go. I also proved you wrong, because it was today. That's going to get remixed and out of context, isn't it?
I
Good
like how
evening, out
most
of
things we do,
context.
can we just say, most things that we do, we have a habit of saying to each other, that's going to be out of contexted.
Yeah. And normally we're right. Lex G, what's your favourite type of cow?
Well, I like a good old-fashioned dairy cow.
Dairy cow.
Black and white. I just love cows.
Good stuff.
Still not yet to meet one.
No, not properly. Yeah, we
No.
met one once.
No, I wouldn't really class it. Not a dairy cow. That's the true want in life.
My favourite kind of cow is a burger. She's a vegetarian. It's my favourite little joke. Okay, Matthew Damon, what's your favourite Thomas model?
Which is the one, the grey one that's got like the slanted kind of face?
Oh yeah, Spencer.
Spencer. I just think
There you
he's
go.
cool
It's an
looking.
interesting choice.
I just think he's different, isn't he? He's cool looking.
All right, Matthew Allen, what does Chloe do for work? What line is she in?
Oh, well. I won't tell you what I do for work specifically, but I am in the line of education.
Absolutely, very nice. Let's see if there are any in the chat. Someone's asking you what your favourite American steam locomotive is. I think you might struggle with that
no
one.
idea.
Can you name one?
No.
Okay, apologies for that. Who was
Sorry,
that?
I'm really, what's the word? Ignorant.
Would you, Mayo Hosco says, would Chloe ever like to be 3D printed coupled to Sam again? Like, I guess like a little figure of us coupled together.
I thought I was looking up there. He's got his giant coupling mounted on
Yeah,
the wall.
I think that's what they were referring to. Maybe a model of us coupled together with that coupling.
Yeah,
is
that would
probably
be
on
okay, as
about.
long as I don't have to actually physically do it again.
Okay. That's interesting. No, we weren't. That's
Which one? Point it.
Earl Moraneth, has Chloe colonised any other area of the house like His Majesty has?
What does that mean?
Or have you taken over any areas of the house?
Oh, no, I don't live with Sam, so I can't do that.
You wouldn't do either.
Could you imagine just coming to your house and being like, this is mine now?
We can't use this as Chloe's space. Right, let's do one more. I saw one asking you what your favourite movie/TV show was. I'll just try and find who asked that.
I mean, that's way too difficult.
It's not easy.
Way too difficult.
I'd hate to be asked that one.
I feel like the most common one I always go for is Love Actually. Every time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I must go on about it a lot, especially at Christmas. That's the first one that comes to mind.
Yeah, you do like that one, don't
But
you?
TV show, I watch far too many to know.
Do you want to have a stab?
Ooh, Doctor Who, probably.
Yes.
Sam has never really watched them, which is
Not fully.
really shocking, as I'm sure you all agree.
Yeah.
So we're actually going through and I'm making him watch them all again.
Yeah.
So,
And where are we now? We just got to
Catherine Tate's episodes.
We just had the Christmas special with the angels.
Kylie Minogue, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to start really nerding out on
Yeah,
Doctor Who
let's.
history.
And that was asked by Nathan Sponholes, which is the most English way of pronouncing that name. No, goodness. I think that's probably a good place to leave it. Right, where's my bit of paper? I'm leaving my I'm leaving the chair after that embarrassment. Right. Let's set up the next round of requests. So I got to set up one for the fade back, Chloe. Blimey.
Fade is my favourite thing. You need to embrace it.
Next time I go for a haircut, I'm going to ask for one then.
No, not in your Are you trying to look young again?
I didn't have a fade when I was young. What do you think I am?
So now you're pushing 30.
Yeah, exactly true. So Terence wanted to see the Metropolitan with some coaches. So as soon as we got Pullmans on, I'll probably keep those because that'll be an interesting look. So we'll see how that gets on with Pullmans. I will ask Chloe to have a look at the sheet and read the next one off, but my writing is so appalling that I don't think she'll be able to read it. So the next one is George Botterini, who wanted to see the Merchant Navy with coaches, and he's left the coaches up to me, so we'll keep the Great Western ones on to save everybody having to watch me take them off and swap them. So this is going to be an unintentional first by George, because I doubt that I've ever tried to run the Merchant Navy, which is a Southern loco originally, with Great Western coaches. So we'll see how it gets on with that. It'll probably throw them off the track as a, I don't know, it's like a protest, but we'll see. And then Hendrik wanted to see the Bachmann Thomas with 3 vans, 2 tankers, 2 open wagons, a Garrett and a brake van. Now, the Garrett, I believe, has only got 1 coupling on it. And I think there might even be a chain stopping me. Yeah, we've got a chain in the way, so I'm not going to be able to put another coupling on the Garrett. So the Garrett will probably have to go at the other end of the train. But actually...
People are praising me for educating you about Doctor Who.
Oh, right, yeah. It's quite interesting that, because a lot of model railway people like Doctor Who, I've noticed.
Whereas I never really knew about model railways, but I love Doctor Who.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Like my friend Dan, TARDIS Rescue, he's like insane about Doctor Who, and a lot of them are as well. And it's just interesting because obviously the model railways and Doctor Who are not really connected, but they seem to attract the same kind of person, which is interesting.
Adam Williams also said those shades were never explained. Chloe, what was that all about? I can honestly say I have no idea.
My shades?
Yeah, I wasn't here that week for the stream, was I? And I tuned in to watch them and just had them on.
I was pleased with them. They're my new sunglasses I bought.
Yes, I know, I was there for the purchase.
Yeah, she was. She was there for the purchase. They came from Marks and Spencer's. And I just thought, well, I'll put them on.
He had them on today, by the way, as well. He just keeps randomly wearing them around the house without telling me.
I just did that to annoy you, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm so sure.
I did. I was trying to annoy you at the time.
Ooh, Kieran McGovern sent in a super chat saying, have Chloe set up a steam engine freight train of her choice.
All right. Okay. Well, it'll be next week now because this stream is full, but I'll let you choose some rolling stock and a loco, and we'll run it for you next week. It's time, Chloe, for you to learn something about trains.
I won't be here next week, by the way.
No, I know, but we'll.
I will be watching.
Yep.
And I will be happy to see my choice.
You can trawl through the channel and you can let me know what you'd like to see, and I'll run it for you. And then you have to watch the stream so you can see it. I think this one's going to be a problem, by the way. Yeah, I reckon that one's.
Adam Williams said this isn't any Sam'sTrains, this is an M&S Sam'sTrains.
Yeah, M&S, call me. I'm looking for sponsors. I'll wear the sunglasses in every video. They're actually decent, aren't they? I'm really chuffed with them.
Do you know what's even funnier about that? There is
What?
no natural light that comes into this loft.
No? No?
There's no window.
No natural. Yeah, that's true. The perfect irony. Any sunglasses manufacturers, if you want to sponsor me, it's the most incongruous thing you could possibly think of, which is unique because I'm never exposed to sunlight. It's actually probably quite unhealthy, actually, isn't it? Spend my whole life up here where there's no natural light.
Sam has a midlife crisis on the street.
What am I doing?
Nathan Swanhall says, any new experiments in the works?
No, but if you can, I should probably repeat what you said because they might not hear you. Any new experiments in the works? Sadly, I don't actually have any more ideas for experiments, but if you can think of something that you think could be fun, let me know, and I'm not doing a good job of following these trains. And yeah, I'll do it if you can think of something. I think I've done all the obvious ones, but yeah, if I have another good idea one day, I will definitely do it. What?
Sir AJ Finley Jr. sent a super chat saying, hey Sam, can I have the birthday song for me and my niece? 18th and 19th, Scotsman with green coaches.
Go on then. Sir AJ, happy birthday. Was it his birthday?
Him and his niece.
And his niece. Sir AJ and your niece, happy birthday. Please, everybody else, spam the chat with happy birthdays. This is for AJ and the niece.
Happy train birthday to you. Happy train birthday to you. Happy train birthday, happy train birthday. Happy train birthday to you.
There we go. Well done, everybody. We've got another chat totally full of happy birthdays. Excellent work. And I guess with that, we'll go through and I shall thank everybody who has super chatted today. So to all of these people, thank you so much for the support. You're the people that really help to make this channel possible. And if I didn't read your super chat today, I apologise for that. We've had quite a few come in. I think Chloe's caught most of them, but I will of course go through and read them all after the stream. So a huge thank you to Beaglington on Sea, ECD Railroad, Sideways 66779, William Town, Terence Priestley, George Botterini, Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5, who's always a very generous super chatter, so thank you so much. Kelly Ashford Trains, thank you very much. Steam Gormless Hobo Productions, don't worry, just added realism, real fire in the cab, absolutely, yes. Taggart 00, J&W Studios, Nomad, Caleb Chan, Simeon Jackson, Mindless Shark, The Average Railway Fan, Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5 again, Robert Sparks, The Average Railway Fan again, Kieran McGovern and Sir AJ Finley Jr. And your niece. March 18th and 19th was the birthday as well. And thank you for your request. I will be doing those next week for you. And I've had some thoughts on whose request I think is the most creative. I would say it is Simeon Jackson's today. The O-Gauge 08 with a 00 and TT 08 and an N-Gauge pannier in lieu of an 08 in wagons behind, please. Which I think means, yeah, they'll be popped into O-Gauge wagons and pulled by the O-Gauge 08. Yeah, I love that idea. So, Simeon Jackson, I'm going to pick you for the Oxford wagon. If you'd like to claim it, drop me an email to samstrains@outlook.com. Include your delivery address and I will send it off to you. And if you don't want it, let me know and I'll pick someone else to have it on a future stream. So thank you so much everybody for your support. We will leave the stream there. I hope you enjoyed it. From me, a very big thank you for watching, and from Chloe, what you got to say?
I'm here. Hello and goodbye.
Hello and goodbye. There we go. A fully well thought through response indeed.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cheers, folks. I'll see you next Sunday for another live stream, the last one of the series. Cheers, folks. Have a fantastic week.
Bye.
Hey folks, thank you all very, very much for tuning in for another episode of Sam's Trains Live. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back with another episode very, very soon, but in the meantime, please enjoy the videos that I'll be posting on my channel. Till then, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks again for your support, folks, and take care of yourselves.